guys, welcome back to my channel and happy new year. Thank you guys so much for the love on my previous video, and if this is your first time here or if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, like, leave a comment and share. And without further delay, let's get right into today's video. So guys, today we are going to talk about how to make 2022 your best year yet. And I know we've heard this over and over and over again, New Year's resolutions. And over the years, it has actually become a cake because we start the year with so much hope. We set out these goals and we get to the end of the year, we realize that we've actually not been able to achieve anything we set out to do. And there are so many reasons that could account for this, but 2022 is going to be different. Hit your chest and say, 2022, we are going to do things differently. We are going to set out these goals and we are going to hit and crush every single one of them. So these are just a few tips through research, through personal experience that I've put down to just help us better achieve our goals, and just a few habits that we could incorporate into our lives to help us better achieve our goals. So let's get right into the first tip. So the first tip is to set out clear and realistic goals. And I put so much emphasis on realistic because I don't know what it is with the new year. The new year always comes with this feeling, this euphoria that we suddenly have some superpowers, that we can change our lives with a snap of a finger. But it really doesn't work like that. When we are setting out these goals, we need to realize that we need to be able to achieve these goals with the effort and then the consistency. So if you are setting out goals that are way beyond us, we are just setting ourselves up for failure. So for example, for somebody who has never saved a day in their life or are just not consistent with saving, it will make more sense to decide to save, let's say 10% of your salary, 5% of your salary each month, and then accumulate it over the year. And then maybe when you get to the 6th month and you realize that you're actually doing good or you're able to do it, you can move on to, let's say, 20%. Instead of just starting out the year deciding that, okay, I'm going to save 50% of the salary, and then you get to the middle of the month or you get to the next month and you realize that, Charlie, you really didn't come to this life to suffer, so you just need to enjoy yourself and then enjoy your money. And then another example is for somebody who has never exercised a day in their lives, or somebody who is just not consistent with exercising. It will make more sense if you decide to start small. So for instance, you can start with, let's say, 2 days in a week, you move to 3 days. When you're more comfortable, you move to 5 days, and then 7 days. It will make more sense than just starting flat out exercising every day, and then you just get to some point and you realize that, Charlie, you're tired. It is fact that you are fat, you didn't kill anybody. So stuff like that. So for the next point, it's just is kind of like related to the first point, is to actually write down your goals. So these are where we have our little notebooks. We all buy those cute notebooks at the beginning of it, at the beginning of the year, and then we have stuff like our vision boards, so you can have all the pictures of what you want your life to look like, how you want your body to look like, how you want your finances to look like. And these things are there so that you can always go back to them. It's actually better than just sitting down and saying that, okay, so I'm just going to be financially independent this year, and then you're just there hoping that financial independence will just fall on you. So you have these goals written down, you have them on your boards in your room. Every day you look at it, and every day you make these little efforts to actually achieve. So guys, the next tip is to take very good care of our bodies. And when I talk about taking care of yourself, I'm talking about the physical and then the mental aspect. So one thing I've always believed in that health is equal to wealth. When you have good health, you actually have everything. And these little habits that we start in our youth is going to determine how we are going to live when we are much older. So when you're not taking care of your body, when you're taking all the sugar, when you're not exercising or eating right, you get to your older years, and then the hypertension, the high blood pressure, the stroke, the diabetes and things set in. And when I talk about these things, I'm talking about things that are within our control. So I'm not talking about diseases that are out of our control. So we could do better for ourselves when we are eating right, we are drinking a lot of water, we are exercising regularly, we are cutting sugar, and then reducing stuff like alcohol. For eating healthy, you could actually adopt the 80 to 20% rule. So this is something I've been trying to do for years now, but we are trying. We are not there yet, but we are trying. So this is where 20% of the time you are eating the junk food, you are eating your candy reasonably. You're eating your candy, you're eating your cake, your pizzas, your fries and stuff like that. And then 80% of the time, you're having your little carbs, you're having your adequate protein, fats and oils, you're having your fruits and your vegetables. And one thing I realized is that when you're taking much better care of yourself, or when you're eating more healthy, you feel better. So you're drinking a lot of water throughout the day. Just enough water. You don't need to gorge down 20 gallons of water, but just enough water that your body needs. You are exercising regularly, you are taking your walks during the day. So for some of us who sit at our desks throughout the whole day, you every hour or so you could just get up, take a little walk, a 5 minutes walk, and then come back to your desk. And then you could go to the gym if you have the chance to. Then you do your cardio, you lift your weights, you do stuff like that. So it's just more about deciding that you're just going to take better care of yourself. So the second part of taking care of ourselves, that is our mental health, is one thing that in this part of the world, that is Africa, we really do not value as much as we are supposed to. And I feel like it's as a result of misinformation or lack of education on the impacts of our mental health. But lately I realized that there's an uprising. People are getting well informed, people are getting more educated on the impacts of their mental health on their overall health. And one thing I realized is that some of the diseases that come out when we grow older, or happen when we grow older, as a result of stress that has accumulated over the years. So we realize that after the stressing, after the overthinking and everything, we are just burning more problems out of problems that the stressing and the overthinking actually didn't help. So just try to curb down on thinking too much. Overthinking does not solve the problem. I always say this. Being stressed about a problem does not solve it. If you are finding more productive ways to solve a problem, overthinking and the stress does not really cut it. And taking long walks, listening to good music that you enjoy when you are stressed out, having enough sleep, very important, and also getting therapy. Therapy is not really popular, but I mean it's gaining popularism in Ghana. So getting therapy when we need it, surrounding ourselves with people who love us and people who we love, I believe is very key to our mental health. And also having fun. I always say this, have fun. Take out some time once every month. I mean, you're working 9 to 5, 6 to 7 days in a week sometimes. The least is like 5 days in a week. So you're not taking time to enjoy what you're actually working for. So take time, if it's once a month, if it's once in 2 months, take some of the money that you're working so hard for and go out and enjoy yourself. You don't necessarily need to go to the club or go and gorge down barrels of alcohol or stuff like that, but you could just do anything you like. If it's to see a movie, if it's to get a book that you really like and read, just do something nice for yourself once in a while. Even shopping, some people find shopping therapeutic, and just stuff like that. Also, another tip or another thing that I find a lot of us doing these days is comparing ourselves to other people and not being grateful for where we are. And this thing is almost like a mental sickness, where we go to social media, we go on the internet, and we see, I mean, you see all the nice things where you actually want to be in life, and you see somebody enjoying it so easily. And I put easily in quotes because you really don't know the person's struggles. Nobody will come on the internet and cry and show everything bad in their life. We are all going to show the nice things in our lives. So that's what we need to understand, that we are only seeing the good parts of people. We don't really know what they go through. So it really doesn't make sense when we are comparing ourselves to them. Probably the baggage and every bad thing or the problems that they carry, we cannot carry half of them. And that's the same way they cannot carry our cross or carry the problems that we go through. So stop comparing yourselves to other people. Stop comparing yourselves to people you see on social media. Be grateful for where you are. Appreciate the little you have. And you realize that when you work hard, when you're consistent, you definitely make it. And this brings me to one very important part of our lives, that is financial independence. Setting goals to be financially independent. And it's unfortunate these things are not taught in our schools. Most of us, our parents, didn't teach us how to save, how to invest, how to become financially independent. And it's like we follow this particular cycle. So you go to school, get the good grades, get the regular jobs, get the mega salaries, get married, have kids, and then you have your kids go through the same things that you go through. So the cycle continues. And a lot of these people that we see on social media, the genuine ones living their lives and having all the money, they broke away from these generational cycles. So they did something different, and that is what we will have to realize, that no money is going to fall down from the sky. There's no magic, or there's no magic helper anywhere, or let my helper locate me, stuff like that. 100% of, no, let me say 98% of the time, it doesn't happen. You have to do that for yourself. And these are just like tips or habits that we can form when we are younger, and you get to enjoy life much earlier or much later. Everybody's time is different. So you could actually have multiple streams of income. Very, very important. And this is something I'm trying to do for myself in 2022, to break away from the 9-to-5 cycle, find something profitable to do, and then just add on to my income. So learn how to save. Always save some parts. Invest some of that money before you think about your expenses. And these things help you, because once you get your salary and you decide that, okay, let me take out my expenses first, you realize that you literally have nothing, because problems really don't finish. Your needs actually never get finished. When you almost have that little money you want to invest, that's when you realize that, oh, my phone is broken, I need to do this. But then when you take out that money for saving or that money for investing, whatever you have left, you live on it. So you're able to discipline yourself to live on that particular amount. And also, we need to learn how to invest. So there are so many videos on YouTube that can help you invest. There are so many people who are into investing, so many companies, stocks and stuff like that. We just need to educate ourselves, and this is something that nobody can do for you. You actually have to do it for yourself. And when you have your kids, you are going to impart that knowledge into them, and then you start the breaking of the cycle from your end. Because those big cars, those big houses, your salary alone, 90% of the time your salary is not going to do that for you, except you're a politician or you're a footballer or you're a pastor, like those big pastors and stuff like that. But for those people who live on the employee salary, if you calculate not touching your salary for like a year and compound that amount to 10 years, you can hardly buy a car, not to even think of building a house. And then you get to the age where you have to get married, you have to have kids, and you realize that everything you have is going to the kids. So this is the time we need to start setting financial goals. Whether you have kids now, whether you are 50, is never too late. People build their first houses when they are 20, people build their first houses when they are 30, people build their first houses when they are 50. So it's never too late to start doing something now. Start your journey to financial independence now. And this also brings me to another tip, is to be very confident in yourself. Believe in yourself. This is very important, because sometimes people tend to believe in us more than we actually even believe in ourselves. And this goes to tell you that you are capable of a lot of things. You are capable of doing a lot of things. But because you are so negative, you downtrod yourself so much. People see what people see you even don't see in yourself. You get it? So I don't know, I feel like I'm having like a chat with you guys right now. So be confident in yourself. Learn, equip yourself with all the knowledge to succeed everywhere you are. Be informed about news in the world. Walk boldly, dress nicely, smell good, and just feel good about yourself. And all these things that I've mentioned, if you take 6 months, the first 6 months of your life, to actually just focus on doing these things, you realize that at the end of the 6 months, you've really made it so far. You've really done a lot for yourself. You'd have really gone so far, and these months will quickly pass and you're like, oh, it's so good I started. It's always very important to at least start something. Start now. And thank you guys for staying with me to the end of the video. As serious as this video was, I really enjoyed this. These are things that are really dear to my heart, and I hope that everybody took something if not everything, just a little something from it, and I really hope it changes your life. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment and share, and I have a surprise for the next video, so stay tuned and see you in my next video. Bye.